In 1877, at the University of Cambridge, a small group of college students felt God's calling to pray, to study the scriptures, and to share their faith with their classmates. Week after week, they continued to gather, and they gave it the name InterVarsity, which today, 148 years later, continues to reach college students on over 800 campuses in the USA alone. In 1886, after being inspired by a group of missionaries called the Cambridge Seven, another group of students at Princeton University in Massachusetts started the Student Volunteer Movement, which launched over 20,000 college students as missionaries in the decades to follow. Around the same time, on the Midwestern campus of Wheaton College, the Lord prompted 10 different revivals led by the students, resulting in fasting, prayer, and confession. Soon after the end of World War II, a young man at UCLA named Bill Bright felt God leading him to start a campus crusade for Christ. Today, Cru has reached 190 countries, and in the last 10 years alone has seen 250 million people put their faith in Jesus. In the 1960s, thousands of young people encountered Jesus in a West Coast revival called the Jesus Movement. In 1970, college students witnessed the Asbury Revival in Kentucky. In 1973, students were at the center of the Barrio Revival in Malaysia. In the 1980s, a sophomore at Baylor University planted the seed for what became Choice Bible Study, where 10% of the campus gathered weekly and was the soil from which a movement began in 1997 called Passion. In these same decades, more and more campuses witnessed profound spiritual growth, fueled by ministries like Student Mobilization, The Navigators, 24/7 Prayer, Chi Alpha, and more. And in the year 2000, on a field outside of Memphis, more than 40,000 young people from all over the world gathered for Passion one day to dedicate their lives to the fame and renown of Jesus. But even greater things were still to come. In the decades to follow, more and more 18 to 25-year-olds continued to lead the way in reaching their classmates, their communities, and their countries. In 2020, 140,000 college students came together to lift up the name of Jesus across 3 stadiums in Brazil. In 2023, another Asbury outpouring caught the attention of the world. Last year, 55,000 students gathered for Passion 2024. Last spring, hundreds of students across the Southeast were baptized at Unite gatherings. In May, thousands of students joined in the March for Jesus through the streets of Paris. In August, over 60 more students were baptized in one night by Ohio State football players. Crowds of young people had been worshiping at St. Andrew's Cathedral in Singapore. A shout of Holy Forever is rising in Burundi. Students at St. Church in East London had been praying through the night. College students in New Zealand are committing their lives to the kingdom. Again and again, in the midst of these outpourings, God is using 18 to 25-year-olds to light the fire of faith all over the globe. Now we are here, ready to trust God for something new, while fully knowing we are not the beginning. We are the continuation of a remarkable, divine story that Jesus is writing. We come fully believing that He has transformed generations and He will do it again. We're ready to take our place and to accept God's assignment that we are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, anointed to proclaim the praises of Him who called us out of darkness and into His marvelous light. We are a generation united for the fame of Jesus. Welcome to Passion 2025. The story continues here.